Two young couples, both purchasing their first homes, with only one person who stands in the way, the inspector.
Oh my God. If you find a crack in the foundation, it can make the deal fall apart.
They could leak anytime.
This at one time had asbestos.
The whole thing could just fall through. I'm Tony Goncalves. I've been doing real estate going on 7 years. I work with all different clientele. I can understand Portuguese and Spanish, but I try not to speak back because then I laugh at me. The best thing about real estate is having clients get a house that they like. It's the American dream. We're here today to do the home inspection here with my client, Yurima. I met Yurima through a past client of mine. She was telling her how she can't find a good realtor, and she called me, and I've been with her ever since. I got you, big girl. She's in a small apartment. Now she has the baby, so she wants a house for the baby and a yard. And
I want to move so bad because my apartment is very little, and we only have 1 bedroom, and it's very uncomfortable for 3 of us to be there. We need a space. We really need her, to have her own space, run around,
backyard.
be free.
This house is perfect for her. It's 3-bedroom colonial. They're nice-sized rooms. The basement's finished. Nice yard. Affordable. Hopefully the home inspection will go well and we'll be on to closing. We've been through a couple houses that we just couldn't seem to hold on to, and you never know what you can expect on a home inspection.
So the primary thing I want to see up here is what is the condition of the roof structure, and can I see any evidence of leakage? We get hired by the person who's purchasing the house. We work exclusively for the purchaser. We don't hold back. Anything we find, we're going to tell the purchaser. One thing I see right above me is here's a rafter that for some reason is angled or cut. Basically, that's limited the support that this area of the roof has. We're going to create a report for the home buyer, and we'll emphasize all the defects that we found. We'll also describe just the overall condition and age of all the major components of the house. I would prefer to be able to say definitely the shingles are worn out and the roof is leaking. I can't say that at this point. I can only say I see the shingles are visually worn out and they could leak anytime. This is 15 years old at least now. I would say that this should be replaced.
You don't know what to expect. I mean, they could say the house is unstable and the foundation is cracked.
So we've got a little bit of a twist to the main beam. Now, we have no idea how long did it take this main beam to twist. This is an older home, 60, 70, 80 years old. If this was a new home, 5 years old or whatever, it would be definitely a concern. The biggest issue I find so far is the roof on this house. The shingles are cupping and wearing a lot around the edges. There's eroded sections of the asphalt that's in the shingles. A house like this, it might be $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 to replace the roof. You can pay it now and have it replaced before it starts leaking, or if you wait till it actually leaks, you're going to be paying more to fix the plaster
More damage.
and the damage to the walls or wherever it happens to leak.
Knowing Yurima, it's not a bad house. She loves it, but there's some issues she's going to want addressed before she takes this house.
Another part of the home inspection is a visit from the termite inspector.
85% of the homes in New Jersey have termites, so if the house has not been treated, then the homeowner's going to have to treat it. Basically, I look the house over for any wood-destroying insects, infestation, damage. It's mostly a visual inspection, but we do probe the wood to see if it's solid. In here, we have carpenter ant bodies and frass. Frass is everything the carpenter ants kick out of the nest. They're not in the wood to eat it, they're in it to hollow it out to live in it. Out in the garage, we have some termite damage to some of the sills, and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay. Oh my God.
Home inspection's almost over, and the termite guy's saying that there's some carpenter ants underneath the porch and some termites in the garage.
What's going on with the bottom sill, for the most part, I don't know, but listening to it, it kind of sounds like there's some damage. Everything the home inspector says about the outside concerning moisture is important. Keep the water away from the house. Don't let trees and shrubs touch, overhang, or excessively shade the house, and don't leave wood in contact with the soil.
And this would have been a quick closing, but the way the inspection's going, some things are going to have to be addressed.
So we're all finished, and we found a few things. The roof, certainly. The hot water heater also should be replaced. That's not a big item. By far, the roof is the biggest item. I think Brian went over with you the issues with the garage. Basically just a treatment and a few minor repairs required on the garage. I think most of these things can be addressed. It's just a matter as to what you and the seller want to do about it.
It's homey. Like when you walked in, you said, this is home. I definitely will buy it as long as the roof problem can be addressed. My concerns are only the roof, because I know everything else is easy to treat. It's not as expensive as the roof.
You have to be positive, right?
I am.
I am too. I'm mostly just worried that she is gonna want money for the roof and the sellers won't want to give it back. Every deal is different, so you don't know how it's gonna turn out. That's why it's very nerve-wracking.
This is one of my 8 active listings right here. It's been on the market for about 3 weeks, and it's already under contract. Yes. Michael and Rochelle are buying this house. And I guess it's a starter home for them, which, I'm sorry, I cannot imagine that being a starter home for anybody. It is huge. Michael and Rochelle have an apartment in New York. They've decided to start a family. So, of course, they're moving to the burbs so they can have plenty of room for the kids, plenty of room to spread out. So they're moving here, their next step in life.
We both really like old architecture. So ideally, you know, it would have been old house on the outside, brand new on the inside with all the modern amenities.
This was kind of a good balance.
Yep.
This house is a classic colonial. I mean, it has all the classic proportions on the exterior with the brick facade, and you come inside, you have a maid sitter hall, and all the rooms feed off of it. I mean, it's truly a classic. It is the most popular house to buy, at least in this part of the country.
Coming up, will more bad news sour the deal for Urema?
It's just one thing after another. If we close this deal, it would be a miracle.
And it's time for the inspector to pay a visit to Mike and Rochelle's house.
If there's a problem with the furnace, then carbon monoxide could get into the ductwork and float throughout the whole house.
Basically, Urema's just waiting on the roof situation. Other than that, she'll move forward. So depending on what they say about the roof situation from the realtor, actually from the attorneys, hopefully this is her. Hello? Hi, Kathy, how are you? Urema said to me at the home inspection, if they don't fix the roof, it's possible she won't buy the house. You got it.
Okay.
Okay, and what do you think, they'll do anything on the roof?
I doubt it.
The listing agent said that the homeowners will probably not fix the roof just because there's a lot of people interested in it. As far as that area and what the houses are going for, she did get it at a good price. That's why everybody's interested in it. And they could probably have another buyer that will take it as is. I'm gonna call my client and let her know. Hey, Urema, it's Tony. When you get a chance, give me a call. I did speak to Kathy. Okay, bye. I'm stressed because I feel that it's a really good house for her. In my experience and with that market, it definitely is a great deal. I just feel bad with this roof thing. Like, I just think that she should really think about it before she makes a decision. We are under contract, but if we ask them to fix the roof and they say no, I don't know what will happen. Hopefully she gets it because she's very upset and wants this house.
Today, the home inspector is here, and of course, I call home inspectors house proctologists because basically he's going into the bowels of my house here, and he's going to be looking for mold, he's going to be looking for asbestos, he's looking for bad electrical, he's going to try to find any flaw that has to be corrected before I sell this house.
The one thing in this house, it's an old house, 1938, is you still have a lot of the old plumbing going up to all the bathrooms.
Inspections are very nerve-wracking for the listing agent, which I am in this house, because it can really break a deal.
This at one time had asbestos insulation on it. Asbestos, we know, can be harmful for you if it becomes airborne.
I mean, if you find major mold or asbestos problems or a major crack in the foundation, it can make the deal fall apart.
Forced hot air systems, what we worry about is if there's a problem with the furnace, then carbon monoxide could get into the ductwork and float throughout the whole house.
So, of course, you're sort of on pins and needles, you know, hoping that everything goes through.
Our job is basically to inspect, write up a report, and state the facts about the house. We don't get involved in any negotiations or anything like that. It's just strictly, this is what you're buying, and you know when you get in what you're going to be living with.
If it falls through because of the inspection, it means I've got to start all over again with the marketing of this house, having people come here, you know, with their little kids picking their nose and putting on the furniture and dropping cookie crumbs, and I've got to start the whole process again. So I'm hoping that everything goes through on this inspection, so I don't have to do anything but close it, sell it, and get my check.
So what's going on with the deal with Urema for the house in Union is we did the home inspection and there were a few issues with the structure and the roof. So we went out, we got estimates. The roofer came out, he gave an estimate for the roof for $3,600 plus $1,000 to fix the structure detail, the rafters or whatever that was in the roof. I just spoke to the realtor and I told her everything that was going on and I faxed her the estimate and she's gonna see what she can do on her end with the sellers. Probably be able to work it out. Hopefully. Knock on wood. I'm calling Urema to let her know what the realtor told me this morning. I spoke to Kathy, the realtor for your deal. What Kathy is going to do is talk to them and see, instead of them fixing everything, since we have estimates, I guess maybe get a credit. I don't know if you would be okay with that.
I like this house, I don't want to lose it. But I'm not going to be...
Right, exactly.
One way or the other, whatever they want to do, I
Right.
don't care.
Okay.
The radon test came very high, 7.1.
Did it really?
Yep, so they have to remedy that too.
Wow.
That really concerns me.
Right. Radon is a gas. You can't see it, you can't smell it, but when you breathe it in, it can increase your risk of getting lung cancer. And it's just like in the air. It could be here and we don't even know. So we're concerned about that, the roofing stuff, and the structure stuff, right?
Yeah, I'm to the point I'm so sick, I'm tired from being stressed that
I understand. So let me see if I can get these answered today and I shall give you a call back.
no problem.
Okay, bye. This is a friggin' nightmare. There's now radon. The way to get rid of radon is a radon reduction contractor comes in, seals the cracks in the foundation, and installs a system to ventilate and reduce the radon level. $1,200 it costs about, so probably she's going to ask for that, plus the roof, and see what they give in credit, and I guess that will determine whether or not we're closing. It's just one thing after another. If we close this deal, it would be a miracle.
Coming up, will Mike and Rochelle's house pass the test?
Just summarize everything we went through.
And will radon kill the deal for Urema?
Could it get any worse? I don't know.
Okay, so we'll probably just sit down and just summarize everything we went through. It's a quick check-off list. So the biggest thing we talked about downstairs was the old plumbing. The windows, a lot of windows are painted shut, but with a little attention, you know, they'll be workable. And you know, these windows you want to kind of save. They're nice, the age of the home. If you look at the glass, you don't find that type of glass anymore. This house fared very well. This is a 1938 house. All the walls and ceilings in this whole house are wire lath and plaster walls. That's why there's hardly any cracks. The wiring was very good in this house. There's a brand new heating system. There's a brand new 100-gallon hot water heater.
The seller's agent Sam is there to hand over paperwork regarding the condition of the house.
This is your warranties for your new heating and cooling system. And you're all fully under warranty until 5/27/2013. So that should take care of your worry on that. The inspection went really well. Basically, it was so smooth, it was frighteningly smooth. I'm greatly relieved. I could tell from the way the inspector was acting and the prospective buyers were acting that there was really nothing that was going to come of this deal. No problems, smooth sailing into closing.
I feel good about the inspection, and you never know, it's a house from the 1930s. It's great that it was built solid and everything is still original, which means it was done really well. So that's kind of nice to know, but you never knew how it was going to come out.
We're really happy. We can't wait to move in.
Yeah.